A shaman's world, power, mystery, and healing in the far north. In the lands of snow and silence, knowledge is everything. The Inuit people understood the land not just through maps, but through memories, patterns, stories, and relationships between humans and animals, between the sky and the earth, between the seen and the unseen. At the center of these invisible threads stood the Angakok the shaman. Not every community had one, but where they did, the Angakok was essential. They were not rulers, and they were not priests in the way other cultures define them. They were chosen, sometimes from birth, sometimes after illness, sometimes through dreams. They were people who had seen something different. People believed to have the ability to move between the material world and the spiritual one. The role of a shaman was varied and deeply personal. They were healers, first and foremost. When someone grew sick, it was not always seen as a physical issue. Perhaps the soul had wandered, perhaps a taboo had been broken. The shaman would listen, then observe, then perform. Healing could involve chanting, drumming, dancing, or entering a trance. Their tools might include carved amulets, animal bones, or masks. Their movements were deliberate, rhythmic, designed to connect with spirit, not impress a crowd. Imagine a low drum beat in a small snow house. The fire flickers. The air is heavy with oil and breath. The shaman begins to sing not loudly, but steadily. The song has no written words. It is ancient. The beat continues. The trance deepens. And in this state, the shaman seeks answers. Sometimes they were mediators called upon when the hunt failed, or a strange illness swept through the camp. They might determine whether a spirit had been offended or an animal soul had been mistreated. In such cases, the community would perform rituals of atonement, purification, or offering. The shaman's power was not unchecked. If the community felt a shaman abused their role through pride, cruelty, or deceit, they could be challenged or even replaced. Power, in Inuit society, was not hoarded. It was balanced, and yet, shamanic knowledge was also feared. The spiritual world was not a place of comfort. It was filled with ambiguity, danger, and change. Some shamans were said to be able to leave their bodies, to journey into the air, to fly, or swim beneath the sea, or walk into the stars, to speak to animal spirits, or ancestors long past. Others were said to hold secret names, the true essence of a person's soul. They could remove fear, or cast it, heal, or harm. And so, they were respected, but not always embraced. They lived, in many ways, between things, between sickness and health, between belief and fear, between what could be known and what could only be felt. One well-known power was named giving. Inuit babies were often given names of relatives, ancestors, or respected elders who had passed. The idea was not that the name was symbolic, but literal, that the essence of the deceased continued in the child. In this way, shamans maintained a spiritual continuity across generations. This was not a religion in the Western sense. There were no temples, no written doctrines, no hierarchy of clergy. There was, instead, presence. The presence of the old ways.